Today is a great day because look what we have hiding inside the old packing cab. Ta-da! Very expensive Pontiac 350. It's been nearly, I think, 20 years I've had machine work done, and let's just call that an educational experience. Wow! Things have changed. But what I need to do, inventory the parts, get it unloaded, inspect it, make sure it meets or exceeds expectations, and then we're going to start building us a Pontiac 350 here in the old Vinyl Village garage. Now, I ended up having to bore the block out at some of our expense, which then required new pistons. The thing I'm finding interesting is this actually says 0.040 over. So this is a 40 over 350. I'm not quite sure why we didn't stop at 30 over. Didn't ask. Didn't think that was the case. But now it's got me thinking, are those the right pistons? I mean, weirder things have happened in my life. Board looks okay. Just kind of curious. What I want to do is test fit one of these pistons right quick. Now this is bored 30 over. A 40 over piston shouldn't drop in there. Okay. So that means this block is bored 40 over. I think we're okay. Now thinking about it, I'm going to do some math. I don't know how many cubic inches that makes a 355 bored 40 over, because if I remember right, Pontiac 350 isn't actually 350 cubic inches. Either 347 or 357. I don't know, but we're going to figure out how many cubic inches we have now. But I'm going to get this thing flipped over the rest way, get my engine hoist, and get this thing pulled out of here. Okay. A little more higher. So how about to have a look-see where my inheritance money is going? Right here in a Pontiac 350. Most people in the Pontiac world don't mess with rebuilding these because it costs you the same to build a 300 versus a 400 or a 450. 350, 400, or 455. They're going to cost you about the same to have it blocked, machined, and everything, but they thought it proper to put a 68 350 back there in the Lamborghini. But what I'm going to look at here, now I want to check the bores. All obviously been bored out, look pretty good. I paid for new cam bearings, verify your oil holes are lined up, and they are. And even the one back there in the back, you can kind of sort of see it. She is in place. Now, Pontiac has some interesting little things. So these are the end of the oil guide. These are new plugs. That means they took them out. That's a good thing. That means they probably cleaned out the oil guide. That makes me feel pretty good. You'll also have the same thing sort of on the rear of the block. You'll see a pipe plug here in this end. That's the end of the oil galley. But you'll see a freeze plug at this end. Don't stop here on a Pontiac. What you need to do, look down inside here. I'll get my finger. Anyway. Down there underneath that distributor, see the same style of plug there, but sitting down there. That's the end of the oil guide. That plug sometimes gets left out. The only way to access it really is through here. It's a straight shot through that hole into that. So that plug is in place. Looks like it's got some thread sealing on it. So Good job on that. I like it. We removed the water drain plugs from the water jackets for the cleaning of the block. That looks okay. And this side over here, I took the dipstick tube out, so that's fine. I expected that. And that looks like it's cleaned out all right. Now, one of the tests I want to do, whenever you have a block honed or bored, how clean is it? This is a brand new, shiny, brand new tack cloth here. Now I'm going to wipe down the cylinder wall and see how much stuff comes off. Yeah, that needs a good scrub. And it's not horrible, but this is basically fine metal dust from the machining process. You want to get that all washed out. Soap and water is typically the best thing to go with. But be prepared to dry the block, because this is cast. It's going to rust. So I'm not going to do that today. I just kind of doing a quick little, get an idea what we need to do next. But this looks satisfactory. I like it. We've already tested the bore with a piston, so we're going to be just fine with that part. Let's get the rest of the pieces parts out of the truck. Well, before we jump in the rest of it, we did briefly talk about the pistons, but something just my personal opinion. We kind of looked at it. See the 4 valve reliefs? That's pretty standard. But there are some other pistons that used to be made, not sure they're still available, that had 8 honking valve reliefs and really cut out around the edge here. Kills compression ratio. So if you're going to have some pistons done, ask for either the 4, which is common, or super odd, maybe the 2 valve reliefs. But just something there to kind of keep in mind when it comes to that. Now the crankshaft, I had that turned. That was the original crankshaft that was in that block. We did a 10 under and 10 under. So the mains are 10, and then I think the rods, yep, it says 10 on the end. So that's going to be good. Hastings, these are our piston rings. Chevy GMC Pontiac 8-cylinder. Well, how about that? That looks like a winner to me. So we're going to call that good for rings. Milling oil pump. Pontiac basically has, I think they're just all high volume, but different pressures on the pumps. I need to check the number, but this is what he came up with. I think this is what we need for a standard engine. So I like milling, so A+ on that. Now, as long as our timing's set, I really doubt it has a nylon gear, but I didn't specify that. I'm not even sure, again, if they even make timing sets with nylon gears anymore. That is good. I like it. That'll work. This is, like I said, a pretty factory rebuild. And the other thing I really like, hooked this up with some Felpro gaskets. I really like Felpro. It says it's for GM. Ooh, wow. 7.57 liter, 6657. Huh. All right. I guess I've never seen it phrased that way, but that's got to be it. So, anyway, that's what we got going on for gaskets. I'm going to drag that crankshaft out next. Okay. And as for the crankshaft, leaving on their side is not ideal, especially for long-term storage. You really want to try to either keep them standing up or sitting in a block to support the crankshaft. Supposedly, who I've been told, they can warp. Oh. Put that there. Ta-da. I think we finally got it. Everything was looking good until we get to this. Now, when we dropped this crankshaft off, like I said, it was in that block. It was rusty as heck. So that means they probably media blasted it, which is fine, but we all know how cast likes to flash rust. See how bad that is? But the thing I'm concerned with is, I see, look at my fingernail, the reflection. You'll see the little dark spots. Didn't put any oil on the crank. She's a little, oh, yeah, there we go. A little rusty. Probably should have looked at that before I loaded it. Decisions. Anyway, I'm gonna do some thinking on this. That is not gonna help out bearing life. Those little chunks of rust. That's like leaving dirt in your bearing surface or in the bearing when you're assembling. Might as well throw some sand in it while you're putting it together. That's not cool. The downside was we had a bit of a delay, some parts supposedly, and I bet you he turned this first since he already had it, and it just sat. So we were doing great till we got to here. This isn't an epic fail. Just a little disappointed, that's all. I may just take some 800 grit sandpaper or 1000 grit and polish this off and see what happens. So anyway, or I might call him, see if he'll help me out. Oh, one more thing while we're here. N means nodular. That's good. And this is the part number. This actually is for a 68350. Now, the thing about it, though, I've been saying this for years, a 350 and a 400 crank, I think, are the same. That may not be true. I need someone to actually tell me that, because I actually don't have the answer. The stroke and rod and main bearing are the same size, so dimensionally it's the same, but clearly we know a 400 has a larger piston than a 350, so the bob weight They are balanced different. There is a different part number between a 350 and a 400. So if they were exactly the same, there shouldn't be a different part number. So what I'm saying is, to make a 350 crank work in a 400, it probably needs to be rebalanced with the idea of using it for a 400. So just a little FYI. If someone can tell me that for sure, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to put the bag back on this, put it over there by the engine. We're going to call this unloaded successfully without breaking anything. Oh, there you have it. Engine is back from the machine shop. Right now their grade is B plus, A minus, only because of the rusty crankshaft. I'm going to, unfortunately they're closed, call them tomorrow morning, say, hey, can you help me out? Just maybe just polish that back up. Again, I think it just sat there a little longer than they anticipated, but this is why you stay in good communication. Stay on top of that stuff. Other than that, I'm happy with it. I think we've got the good parts. So, and his price, surprisingly, I let him assemble the engine kit. I priced it out through Summit. His price was better, and this is all name brand like Felpro, Melling, good stuff. So I'm not disappointed with that. And again, I think if timing was better or if they oiled the crankshaft, maybe that wouldn't have happened. So that's the only thing I gotta say about. But other than that, happy with it. Now the only thing I left to do is pick out a camshaft. This is a 352 barrel car. So probably going with the most lame, very basic camshaft that I can find. And I still got to solve the head debacle. I have some options. It's going to require some driving. So hopeful something will pop up here close to Indianapolis area. On the cheap, I found some expensive options, but I've already blown the budget on that there. What you see is, I'm going to tell you right now, just a little over $2,000. Yikes, that's more than I've ever spent an entire engine build. But keep in mind, it's been several years since I put together a stock style or a very original type Pontiac. Besides the 494 and that guy over there we can't see, that one we don't tell how much we spent on that engine because we don't talk about that. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. My high school car Pontiac 494 build. Yes, that's what I said. 494 cubic inches of Pontiac power. So that's going to be coming up too. So anyway, that's what's happening here. I want to show you that little details. We're getting really in-depth on assembling that engine and all the stuff that I know to help you prevent from making maybe a mistake of assembling your Pontiac engine or heck, any engine. A lot of the stuff's going to apply just the same. So don't forget to hit subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll catch you all next time.